Now, you were fortunate to have some really great mentors early on in your career. Do you have any advice for aspiring leaders who are looking for mentors or, who come as immigrants and really don't have those role models? How do they find mentors or people to guide them, help them with this journey?
I think a couple of things. I think you need to think about mentors in different ways. I think it's not, mentors aren't just, other healthcare leaders or leaders that guide you. Mentors can be anyone who has knowledge and advice and information that would be helpful to you. It could be a faith leader. It could be a friend, a colleague. It could be a friend of a friend. It could be anybody. So just being open to who a mentor can be, I think is really important. And then I think it's about seeking out that mentor formally, right? Identifying someone you can learn from, someone who may assist you in whatever you're doing, and then asking that person if they could formally, if you can have that formal type of a relationship. And I don't think we do that enough. I think we wait and see if that mentorship just happens naturally. But I think younger people nowadays need to be a bit more proactive in terms of finding someone in their community, in their network, and asking for that formal support and leadership.
And who has been the biggest inspiration in your life, Dipti?
Inspiration? I don't know. I think my mom, really. My mom worked really, really hard coming to Canada as an immigrant. 2 jobs, all of those things, as you know, of an immigrant, still works hard to this day. I think she really instilled in me the work ethic of working hard, having goals, and being, focused and motivated to achieve those goals, but working hard. Like, I think that's the other thing I tell young people: you have to work hard. It's not. It takes a lot of work, a lot of focus, a lot of determination. Things don't just come easily on your lap. You have to work for it. And I think, sometimes people think it's easy. It's easy just to, get into these positions or do these jobs. It takes a lot of hard work and effort. And so I think my mom's been that biggest inspiration for me in terms of how hard she worked to support her family. Despite being in a whole new country, not speaking the language really well, how far she's come, and she is an inspiration to me.
I'm curious, have you ever, had that conversation with her when they were deciding to move to Canada and the risk that they were taking at the time to come to a new country for a better life for their children, right? That's the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard the story. Actually, my dad as well. Really courageous, both of them, to leave their country, India, and from India in the 1970s. And I think they left because they just felt that they couldn't make the type of life they wanted for their children and give their children the type of life they had wished for them, and that there was more opportunity in Canada. But it was very courageous of them to leave their entire family and come to a whole new country and be able to figure things out. They did, the great thing is they have a community of people who came at the same time from their country. So they're able to build that network of support, but really, really hard and really, really scary. I remember my dad telling me about the time he was working in a Chinese restaurant. This was before he sponsored my mom and my sister to come to Canada. The deportation officers came, and they wanted to deport him right there and then. And he tells a story about his boss, the owner of the restaurant, who said to the deportation officers, "No, I need this man to work. He is really important for my business." And that is why my dad got to become a citizen of a permanent resident in Canada, and then sponsor me and my mom and my sister. And he tells that story, and it taught me a lot about how important it is to lift other people up, to help people. Because if it weren't for the help of this man, this business, this restaurant owner, the whole trajectory would have changed. So it taught me how important it was to lift people up in our community. And I try to do that in whatever way I can, is to help people achieve whatever goal that they have, or whatever they're struggling with, the best way I can, because we all need to lift each other up. None of us can do any of this on our own, and just having that mindset and thinking about doing that all the time, whether it's in my work or in my community. I think I get that I learned that from my dad and my mom, because I help many people in their community.
That's such a great story. It's those little things in life, and it changes not only that person's life, but the entire, the legacy of that person.
And also what I've learned from it, who it's made me be. I think it shaped who I am as a person and what I believe in and how I try to conduct my life. It is those learnings from the early days and stories from my parents that really shaped who I am.
Mm-hmm. And now you said your mom, gave you advice in terms of being focused on your goals. So did you always have goals for yourself? Did you have a plan in advance? You knew what you were trying to achieve?
I think in my early days, for sure, I set out to go to school, graduate from university, get my nursing degree, get my master's degree, continue to pursue education. I think when it comes to my career, it was always not specific goals of this is the job I want. In my early days, it was more about wanting more challenge, wanting to make a bigger impact. Even when I was a care coordinator, and that's what I always wanted to do more. I always wanted to make a bigger difference. I wanted to make a bigger impact. I wanted to help more people. And that's what's guided me, is trying to figure out how to do that, thinking about what opportunities will allow me to do that. And even today, that's what guides me in terms of an opportunity. Where can I make a difference? Where can I learn more? Where can I be challenged? So not formal plans, but really that again, that desire to continue to make a difference and continue to make a difference to more people in an impactful way has guided me in my career.
And I know your father had passed away, but your mom now, what did she think of your journey, your life, your leadership journey, your career?
I don't think they even understand what I do and any of that. I think for them, I remember they would say, "Oh, you work too hard," or "You don't come here enough." That was what they saw. I don't think they really, and that's okay, because they know I help people, but I don't think they truly understand, from a leadership perspective. And I would say they don't really care too much. My title or who I am, and I think that's the right thing. I don't think any of that really matters. I think for them, they're proud that their daughter is in work that helps people, because that's important to them. And so yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the story. You've probably heard Indra Nooyi talking when, she spoke about how her mom used to say, when you come back home, you're not the CEO anymore, you're my daughter. So,
and in fact, I get scolded, as a daughter, the things I should be doing for my family. So